Before the jet roared, before radar hums and contrails streaked the sky, there was silence. In the 1930s, flight was still a miracle. Planes were fragile, a patchwork of wood, fabric, and hope. Pilots sat in open cockpits with leather helmets and silk scarves, gripping cold metal sticks, trusting that the wind itself would carry them home. The world was changing, and fast. Nations were rearming, engineers were experimenting, and every new plane pushed the boundary between flight and firepower. No one could have imagined that within just 6 years, aviation would evolve faster than in all of human history combined. From biplanes that barely hit 200 miles per hour, to jet-powered machines that tore through the clouds like lightning. This is that story, told in 5 levels. 5 stages of innovation, courage, and obsession that turned the sky into a battlefield. Level 1, the last of the biplanes, 1:30 to 3. Sound of soft wind and old engines starting up. At Level 1, the world still flies with 2 wings and open hearts. Planes like the Hawker Fury, Gloucester Gladiator, and Fiat CR-42 Falco ruled the skies of the early 1930s. They were fast for their time, elegant, and fragile, the last generation of biplanes to ever fight a war. The Fury was Britain's pride, silver and sleek, capable of just over 200 miles per hour. The Gladiator, armed with 4 machine guns, fought valiantly, even as war broke out. In 1940, when the island of Malta came under siege, 3 old Gladiators took to the air, nicknamed Faith, Hope, and Charity. They were outnumbered, outgunned, and outclassed. But they fought anyway. That's Level 1, courage without armor, skill without science. The last breath of an age built on wind and wood, but steel was coming. Level 2, the metal revolution, 3 to 5. By 1939, the biplane was dead. The world's new fighters were built of aluminum and ambition. At Level 2, the sky becomes metal and lethal. The Hawker Hurricane, Messerschmitt Bf-109, and Curtiss P-36 Hawk defined this stage. Monoplanes with retractable landing gear, enclosed cockpits, and powerful inline engines. The Hurricane was Britain's workhorse, slower than the Spitfire, but tough and dependable. Its simple design meant it could be repaired overnight and sent back into battle. Across the channel, Germany's Bf-109 was something else entirely. Sleek, aerodynamic, and deadly efficient. It could climb like a rocket and dive faster than any enemy could follow. Powered by the Daimler-Benz 601 engine, it ruled the skies in the opening years of the war. During the Battle of Britain, these 2 planes met in a clash that defined air warfare. The Hurricane held the line while the Bf-109 hunted above. The Spitfire may have been the hero, but the Hurricane won the fight. Dogfights were fast, brutal, and personal. Pilots came home shaking, or didn't come home at all. The age of machine versus machine had begun, and the next level would make them faster, deadlier, and far more beautiful. Level 3, the Sky Masters, 5 to 7. By 1942, aviation wasn't just evolving, it was accelerating. Every nation was chasing perfection in the air. Welcome to Level 3, the golden age of piston power. The Supermarine Spitfire, Mark 9, the Focke-Wulf 190, and Japan's A6M0 were masterpieces of design. The Spitfire was elegance with teeth. Its elliptical wings carved the air with impossible grace. The Merlin engine beneath its hood could scream past 400 miles per hour. Pilots described it as flying a living creature. It felt alive beneath your hands. The Focke-Wulf 190, on the other hand, was raw power. Its radial engine gave it speed and strength that even the Spitfire feared. German aces called it the Butcher Bird. Allied pilots learned to respect and fear that name. And across the Pacific, the A6M0 ruled the ocean skies. Lightweight, agile, and unstoppable in the early years of the war. It could outturn anything that flew. Until the Allies adapted. Level 3 was the age of mastery, where every plane became a reflection of its nation's soul. Britain built for balance. Germany built for aggression. Japan built for precision. But as the war dragged on, one truth became clear. The propeller was reaching its limit, and engineers were about to break it. Level 4, the Apex Predators, 7 to 915. The year is 1944. Level 4 has arrived, and the skies belong to monsters. The P-51 Mustang, Spitfire Mark 14, and Focke-Wulf Ta 152 were the finest propeller fighters ever built. The Mustang was America's masterpiece. Long range, high speed, perfectly balanced. Its laminar flow wing design reduced drag, letting it escort bombers deep into Germany and back. With the British Merlin engine inside, it could reach 440 miles per hour and still dance in a dogfight. Pilots called it the Cadillac of the sky. Its bubble canopy gave crystal visibility. Its 6.50 caliber guns tore through enemy aircraft like paper. Above Germany, Mustangs became angels of death, guiding bombers home, taking the fight all the way to Berlin. Meanwhile, Germany's engineers built desperation into brilliance. The Ta 152, capable of climbing to 45,000 feet, was faster than anything with a propeller. But it arrived too late. The factories were rubble. The pilots were gone. And as the Allies ruled the skies, another revolution was ready to launch, one that would make even the Mustang look slow. Level 5, the Jet Age, 915 to 1045. Enter Level 5, the moment aviation crossed into science fiction. The Messerschmitt Me 262, the world's first operational jet fighter. It looked alien, swept wings, twin engines, and a howl that shook the earth. It could reach 540 miles per hour, nearly 150 faster than the best Allied fighters. When Allied pilots first saw one, they thought it was a new weapon, not a plane. It was untouchable in the air. The only time to catch it was during takeoff or landing, but it was cursed by timing and technology. Its engines lasted only 25 hours. Fuel was scarce. Maintenance was constant. The Me 262 was a glimpse of the future trapped inside a dying empire. Still, it changed everything. The jet age had arrived. The Gloucester Meteor in Britain and the P-80 Shooting Star in America soon followed. The sound of air warfare had changed forever. The propeller was dead. The sky would never be the same again. Epilogue, The Price of Progress, 1045 to 12. From wood and wire to steel and fire, from open cockpits to pressurized canopies, from bravery to technology. World War II compressed 40 years of progress into 6. Each level of evolution came with a cost, measured in lives, innovation, and courage. The biplane pilots who fought hopeless battles. The hurricane crews who saved Britain. The Spitfire squadrons who defended freedom. The Mustang pilots who flew into flak-filled skies. And the engineers who built jets before they even had words for them. Every leap forward carried a human heartbeat, and every roar of a jet today echoes with the memory of those who flew first. They turned the sky into a proving ground. They made speed an art form, and they showed the world that courage can fly faster than fear. Because from level 1 to level 5, humanity didn't just learn how to fly. It learned how to conquer the sky, from canvas wings to jet engines, from courage to technology. We climbed 5 levels of evolution and redefined the sky itself. Every time a jet passes overhead, it carries the echoes of those who flew before, men who looked at the impossible and flew anyway. Because history isn't just written in books, it's written in contrails. If stories like this remind you why flight still inspires, then stay with us. There are more legends above the clouds, more machines that changed the world, and more untold chapters waiting to take off. Subscribe and keep flying with us through history's greatest skies.